This is a little test podcast that we're putting together to do something fun with our chamber and the members. And as you can see here, we have our president, Yolanda. My name is Geese, and Tamara is right there in the center of my view. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go when we all upload it, but she is a business owner here in our neighborhood, and we talked her into coming today and talking with us and show you how this is going to sort of the framework is going to be. And when you watch this, you think, okay, well, I'm going to be where Tamara is and I'm going to be answering these questions. So although we really want to do this to support the business that you're in and that you own and run, we really want to have some fun too, not just about hey, what do you do? What are your challenges and what are some of the awesome things you do? But let's just talk, some fun stuff too, and cut it up. And so we would start this podcast by just about an introduction, like I did, and so we would go, okay, hey, Tamara, thanks for being with us on this podcast today. You are, let me see, your background. You're not in jail.
I'm home.
Yeah, okay. She's at home. Okay, great.
Be at a
Uh,
gym.
yeah, and thanks for being with us today and for this test run. So, you have an interesting business with a really interesting name. Can you tell us more about it?
Interesting, like what like I feel like it's something that's very popular.
It is. It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It, it's well, what is it?
Well, it's a cleaning company. A lot of people around here have cleaning companies, but we are the Nashville Neat Freaks.
Ah, okay. Um, so neat freak, yeah. Double-edged sort of sword, double-edged meaning here. Yeah, neat freak. It means that you are really detail oriented. You really get into it and provide a good service. That's at least the way I understand it, right? Am I correct?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, who else would you want to be in your home besides a neat freak?
Right. Good point. Good point. So that's the name of the business. Okay, it's a cleaning company here in town. How long have you had it?
Honestly, haven't had it very long, which is fantastic. Which I kind of wanted to talk about too, because it started last year in 2024 around March. I started cleaning on the side. And then by June, it became an LLC. And then I hired my first employee.
Wow.
Coming to a year later, I have about 10 employees and it has grown significantly. Um, which is crazy because that's something I want to talk about today too, is not a lot of cleaning companies make it that far. A lot of times it's an LLC and it's just one owner. And a lot of times it's their biggest struggle is learning how to scale it.
We could definitely all learn from you because I am a single member LLC owner too. So I'm all ears right here.
Yeah.
Yolanda, you're also a business owner. I mean, uh, do you have many employees, Yolanda, or are you just like me? Are you a single member?
I'm like you, and
Yeah.
I'm like Tam, and probably, I don't know, 80% of LLCs.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, but I'm very proud of you for coming on and for helping us with this podcast first and foremost. But I'm also proud of you for jumping into something that you think is well needed around here, and well received, I'm sure, with the
Yeah. Thank
cleaning
you for,
and that sort of thing.
yep. Thanks for letting me be involved. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So what strikes me here, number one is how quickly you've scaled the business. I mean, you literally just started. I mean, you hear that it's really a miracle if a business makes it after 3 years, beyond 3 years, right?
Mhm.
And if you make it to 3 years, then you can, maybe start to look at some profits, at least, stabilizing and not being completely in the red. So that's an awesome story that you have now over 10 employees working for you after this short of time. So you have a lot of secret to share with us about how that's done, right? But let's hear a little bit about your inspiration for this. I mean, you are an entrepreneur. And when I first
Mhm.
met you, you, you were in several things, right?
Mhm.
It's clear that you are maybe a serial entrepreneur, and which is great.
Yeah.
You definitely have that spirit, and that's what we need in our community. People that are driven and,
Mhm.
want to impact this community positively. You definitely do with your business. Um, so behind every business owner, I believe, is an inspiration and is an aspiration, not just to do the business, but how you're driven. So is that something in your upbringing, your family? Do you come from a family of entrepreneurs? What's your background that has driven you so well forward?
I think mostly it's just me being in competition with myself. I
Ah,
think I think that's the biggest thing. Every day I want to do better and try harder, get something done quicker than before.
mhm.
I think that's the biggest thing. Um, and honestly, it sounds really cliche to say I want to make a difference in other people's lives, but one thing that I really am inspired about myself is sparking passion in other people. So
Mhm.
just yeah, I was in different things a lot when we met, but I was trying to figure out what was going to be what was going to benefit me the best in that way.
Okay.
Um, this cleaning company allows me to become a part of the community, and it also allows me to. One thing that I love about it is I love a good purge. Okay, I lived an entire life before this, and that's one thing that motivates me is I want to do better than I did in the past. Just the other businesses that I built, the other life that I built. I just decided to purge everything, to start over, and I wanted to do better than before. And that's what's great about cleaning is I feel like myself and my team are doing that for other people too. In Nashville, there's a lot of creatives, a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of families, and those are the people that we help
Mhm.
with them being allowed to have more time to restart, be refreshed, have a clear space to have their clear mind, work on what inspires them more. That's what I really like about this. The other thing that I really like is that drives me is I really love to be able to not only support myself but to provide other people with income. That feels really cool when you
Yeah.
really think about it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, to
Well,
give that opportunity
Yeah.
to other people. I love it.
I mean, you have people that you have
Yep. That
leaders
feels
that
powerful.
you have leaders that are really just solely focused on their business and themselves. You really don't go anywhere unless you nurture the people that work with you and
I'm
make.
not going anywhere without them.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
knowing that you scale the business so quickly, if I may ask, how do you market yourself?
Um, like in this, like, how do I get employees or
How do
how
you
I
get
market?
how do you get the word out? Because that's something that I think all of our members really want to hear, for someone that's
Yeah.
been so successful so quickly.
Yep. Whenever you're first hiring people, or for me at least, it's a whole learning. It's learning. It's learning how to, like, what exactly do I need? If I were to mimic myself, what would that look like? What kind of personality do I put into the business that I am seeking in another person? What type of things do they do, etc. So the things that I came up with are, think about the things that people describe me as a person, because your personality your business is a reflection of your personality. So I'm thinking, okay, I need people who are responsible, reliable, they have integrity. That's huge with cleaning. And those are all things that people have said about me, or something that I feel like that I provide. So at first, I started on like LinkedIn. I didn't know what kind of questions to ask. I was like, hey, I created this whole forum that was like, what would you do in this situation in someone's house? If this happened, what would you do? How do you think you would clean this? Everyone would answer what I thought they needed to answer correctly, but not everybody fit. Not everybody actually did what they said they would do on a quiz, basically. So I think the biggest thing is looking for personality, because I feel like you cannot teach someone have a certain personality or to have integrity. But if you find someone like that, you can teach them a skill. So the way that I did it is I just found out who my people were. And on Facebook, my people are honestly other creatives, entrepreneurs, and artists. And in Nashville specifically, there's a lot of musicians. And a lot of my best people are musicians, just working to make extra cash while they're don't have gigs in between. That's honestly my people. That was a very long-winded way to say that, but
No.
it's the best way I
That's
can
how you
explain
surround
it.
yourself with good talent, because you just seek like-minded people and you hone in on their talent and you nurture their talent. But as far as getting your clients, you're obviously good at building a team. As far as getting the word out to your clients, prospective clients, do you also ask them these questions? I mean, like, what do you need? I mean, do you have this in your house that needs attention? I mean, do you apply that same principle to gaining business, to put your name out there for customers?
Yeah, and what's crazy too is our Google reviews are fantastic. So I really haven't had, the only times that I've had feedback that was less than perfect would be if I was, a newer person didn't know exactly what to do in that situation. Partially my fault for letting them off too early, and that's the learning experience for me. But what we like to do is nurture clients. We're always checking in on them to say, hey, how was your last visit? How can we do better? We're always looking to see if they have, something around their house that we notice that they need more attention to detail to ask them if we could work on that. Like, we're always checking in on them to see how they're doing.
So nurture clients, follow up with your clients.
Yep.
Because I have had services where it's just they perform a service. Like I had a mobile mechanic come and change brakes on my vehicle, and there was no follow-up whatsoever after that. How do we do? Were you happy with the service? And no follow-up marketing, right?
Yeah.
So love that point.
And
Follow
it
up.
can be super simple, because it's part of the process for us, right? So when we have a client, we send someone out there right after we ask them how it went. We have them inspect the work before the cleaner even leaves, so we don't have to deal with that later. And after the first clean with them, I write them a handwritten thank you letter and send it to them in the mail. And that makes a big difference.
My God. So processes, right?
Yep.
Nurturing, following up, and the process of
Yep.
retaining your customers. That's what I hear. That's awesome. I mean,
Yep.
I wonder how many
Yep.
business, owners out there are literally thinking like that. They should be really listening to how you do this, because you've scaled so quickly. Have a process to gain and retain your customers.
Yep.
It's a list, it's a process that you follow. I mean, something tells me that not too many do that, and all too few probably. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's a concept that is so valuable.
Yeah, in my experience, I know that word of mouth with satisfied customers is probably going to bring more revenue to you than going on LinkedIn or anything else, because they know firsthand, they use their own testimony as to how their experience went. And that usually, in my experience, has been the way to market is word of mouth. A lot of it is by satisfied customers. So kudos to you for doing that. And I know firsthand that if something does happen with Neat Freaks of Nashville, that honestly, they'll go back and make it right. So a lot of people don't do that, because their customers do matter to them.
Yep.
So Tamara, do you have a large overhead? Do you have an office? How do you run your day-to-day business? Do you have a computer in front of you? That's how you do it. You have an office. I mean, what's your day-to-day operations? Because
So
obviously you're not cleaning every home that you contract. That's,
no, I'm working my way out of that so that I can make decisions that are important for my team. The less I focus on cleaning, the more I can focus on the team and making them happy and the client. So like that's my goal, and like it's just focusing on it. I don't have an office, and that's what's great about cleaning. For anyone who wants to start a cleaning company,
Mhm.
is it has low overhead until you
Yeah.
start paying other people, and that's where I feel like cleaning companies specifically and some service companies is they don't it hurts whenever you have these clients and you have to share your wealth. But that's if I feel like if your employees are making money, you're doing good. You're doing good. But yeah, really, it's low overhead to start it. Once you start getting into, there's a lot of admin work. So once you start getting software, I have software to keep track of my clients so that they get notifications more regularly, keep track of their payments and everything. We're getting more into Airbnbs, and we're starting to do their linen. So that's some costs, but it's really not like you're getting a laundromat and you're spending $1 million up front or $500,000 up front. It's the cost. It kind of just goes up. You put gas
Yeah.
on one thing, and then you just like keep going. So it's really not that bad.
You are literally revealing the secret of how to scale a successful business fast. Focus on your teams,
Yep.
share the wealth, right?
Yep.
Have processes, follow up, be diligent in your marketing. I mean, this may be the holy grail of running a successful business. And I'm actually so glad that you're the first one here to jump on this with us. I think we've
And
literally
she
just kind
adds
of
on
jumped.
services. Yeah,
Huh?
she
Yeah.
adds on services that others
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't, like the linen cleaning, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So,
you were able
Well,
to.
a lot of
No, yeah. I mean, that's I didn't know that. Thanks, Yolanda. So I guess it's called upselling or cross marketing, or what? How do you
yeah,
put to that?
yeah. It's like upselling. I mean, there's services that everyone could use. So the way that my brain thinks is if someone's reoccurring, cool. But what else can we do for them to make more profit, to make them happier? What other things do they need?
Mm,
And that's another thing too, is like I have other connections with you guys and with the chamber. Like I have these forums that which I'm working on right now and thinking how that would go, but forms that you could build out through this program that I have where, for example, a cleaner will go to someone's house, do a clean, and at the end they have a checklist. Did I turn all the lights off? Did I do XYZ? And then there's a section that says other services. What other services do you think this client could use? We could
yeah.
even add on, like, if we're giving referrals to other companies, power washing, cleaning the outside of their windows, like even that to help other companies that you're partnered with. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's a lot, but we definitely tack on services like, you know, once we send our follow-up notification that their house is clean, how did we do? How can we do better? And by the way, this is, we noticed your baseboards might need wiped, or,
Hmm.
you know, you can get your oven deep clean for X amount of dollars instead of Y. Like just adding on the services, finding ways to make more profit, really.
There you go. Identifying, honestly identifying issues that customers might benefit from. We hear about these horror
Yep.
stories about taking your car to a car shop, or an oil shop, and all of a sudden you're loaded with these so-called bogus reasons why you should do this and this with your car. We've had investigated undercover reporters uncover that. But that's honesty, just being honest, right? Hey, I noticed that your oven could need a little love in here. What should we tackle that for you? Just some honest cross marketing of services. That's great. Um,
Yep.
that's super helpful. So where do you so Yolanda, you and I are single member LLCs. We're single members. I mean, I contract a lot of people to work with me, uh, but I've been in my business for, I don't know, over 20 years, and I definitely did not scale that quickly. So I'm taking a lot of mental notes just out of this podcast myself. But so, you know, you having such good momentum now, and I have no doubt that you will drive that hard really forward. What do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Are you going to level out right now? Are you going to scale even quicker? You bringing up?
You have, yeah. How many employees do you want to tag on to your team?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 15 would be good. But I definitely don't want to just focus on, oh, how many employees do I need? I want to focus, like right now, I feel like we're level. Okay, we have enough employees. The workload's okay. Okay, now they're starting to ask for more work. I need to get more leads. So it's just kind of listening to and feeling out what's there. It's almost being intuitive with what's going on.
Wonderful.
And have
I
enough
just
work
wanted to
for
grow.
everybody, I'm sure.
Say that again.
I said, I'm sure you're wanting to provide as much work to keep them on as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to hire somebody and only have them on like a couple days a week. If they want more work, I want to give it to them.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
kind of leads to another question. So how do you, because it must be stressful to having to have projects and work with these people, because otherwise you're going to lose them. How do you deal with stress?
I have mastered the art of letting things. You really have to. You can't focus on that.
I'm sorry, you were cutting out a
Say that?
little bit there, you know, in your internet feed. So can you say that again?
I've mastered the art of letting things go.
Oh, great.
Yep. Yep.
That's probably
So
the
just
best thing you
picking
can
and
do.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, that's my biggest accomplishment
Yeah.
in life is I can, you know, like when they say, you know, love something hard while it's here because you never know when it's gonna
Yeah.
leave or when you won't have it. Like I feel like I really learned that.
Yeah.
And when I accept that, like I enjoy every day and every moment. So when there's a problem or an issue, it's not gonna affect me tomorrow. And I always ask myself, okay, if this happens, like this client's mad. Okay, what if he's mad? Then what? Well, then I'll try to solve it. Then what? What if he doesn't, but you try to guide yourself to think positively, but if the worst case scenario, then what? You're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. If you lose a client and you've done everything that you possibly can, then you've given it your all. You've just be satisfied with that. I mean, you can't please everybody. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So having just the courage to move on, really, a lot of self-employed are probably stuck on that, what the heck happened? How can I get that? How can I, obviously we try to fix stuff, but that's a really interesting, just let things go and not stress about it. So as we draw to a close, how do you have any time to have fun? What do you do to have fun? I mean,
honestly, my life is a vacation. That's what I like to say.
Wow.
People say
You're really killing this podcast with awesomeness.
People tell me you're lucky. What do you mean your life's a vacation? It's again just like you know you're not going to live here for very long. Like not to get deep or anything, but you're not going to be here for very long. Like enjoy the things that you have while you're working. Just have fun while you're doing it. Don't think of it like I have to do these things. Like I honestly think that like, wow, I could be living on the streets right now, or I have this amazing business or that I've built. I have amazing people that I've decided to be around. It's just life's a vacation, and that's how I think about it. Like it's not stress unless you make it stress.
Right. I love that attitude.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. I mean, I wish, we need more people like you for sure, because I mean, things are very contagious. So if you're, in the negative all the time, emotionally, then, you're going to be negative around others and that makes them negative. But if you're positive the way you seem to be, then you're going to make others feel positive. So I think that's great.
Yep. And that's crazy too, because a lot of people have this excuse. Like if you knew me 10 years ago or even 15 years ago, you would not think I'm the same person. So a lot of times when people say, well, it's easier said than done, blah, 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 blah. I know. Like I used to never even be able to be on a phone call with anybody. I used to be the shyest person that you knew. But once I got into the idea of, okay, well, I'm here, I might as well do the best I can while I'm here. I'm embarrassed by everything. Then it's almost like I could talk all day about this, like leaning into your alter ego. Your alter ego is not something negative. It's like that feeling, that person that you want to be, just be it. If you're feeling in the dumps, you're feeling anxiety or depression, just lean into your alter ego. And what would your alter ego do? They would be brave. And you don't even have to be brave for a long time. You have to be brave for a moment. Just, okay, I have to get on the call and make this call. And then I'm going to do my best. And then when you do, you're like, oh, wow, I did that. And then it's just like, it creates
Right.
momentum.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like you've been brave on this call and, sharing so many awesome and valuable business nuggets for the rest of us to implement in our practices, the nurturing your team, having processes, the follow-up. Look at your life as a vacation. Don't stress things, let things go. Learn to let things go. I mean, you literally told us how to have a successful business and scale it quickly. On that note, President Yolanda, you want to send us off and close this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. And we mustn't forget that we do have an actual sponsor for this call. So we want to go ahead and do a quick shout out to Holt Plumbing. Holt Plumbing has been a chamber member for many, many years. And we now have them in our own backyard in Old Hickory. They relocated there, I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago. But contact Holt Plumbing at 615-361-6001 or visit them on their website at www.holtplumbing.com and schedule your next appointment. And within 24 hours, you will have someone at your door. So I wanted to make sure we gave them a big shout out. And Tamara, I'm so thankful for you and I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable. And again, we appreciate you. And I think this is something that we're going to be able to help you with your business. Can you tell everybody how to get a hold of you?
You can go to NashvilleNeatFreaks.com or you can text or call at 615-669-3317.
Is it Nashville Neat Freak or with Neat Freaks with an S?
Plural, it's with an
Plural.
S.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just because we, all of us are here online and we have different internet connectivity, so it's great to have that clarification. Well, thank you all, and thanks for having us here today, Yolanda. And Tamara, thank you for sharing this time with us and sharing your wonderful and valuable experience. We will definitely put that to good use and share that with our members.
And thank you. This is very exciting.
Cool. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.